All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, CloudForceSky. Happy New Year. I hope it's not too late to greet you in that salutation. It's our very first meeting for 2024, and we are so very glad to have you with us here. According to our schedule, we are on time, and we are going to start our webinar right about now. So I trust all of you are doing well, and welcome to our very first webinar for 2024. I almost say 2022. Welcome. So today we are going to have Lewis Sawe taking us through the solution to challenge number 10. So Lewis is going to introduce himself, introduce the challenge, and then take us through it. So Lewis, are you on the call?
Yes.
Okay, Lewis, karibu sana. Please take over.
I thought you would introduce the community first.
Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry for that. Now, welcome. Anybody that is with us for the very first time, I think I can see a new name here today. Mbugua, karibu sana. So, for the interest of those who will be watching the recordings later, and also for the interest of our new member Mbugua, CloudForceSky is a community of cloud enthusiasts. We come together to learn and build. We come together to learn about cloud technologies, and one of our key missions is to learn from each other, and also to learn from the different challenges that we do. And one of the center things that we do as a community are the weekly challenges. And today we are going to be looking at a solution of one of those weekly challenges. So today we are looking at weekly challenge number 10, meaning that we have done 10 weekly challenges. And if you are new and you have not had an access to any of our challenges, they're already available. And so you can reach out to any of us via WhatsApp if you are our member in the group, or if you are listening to us for the very first time, you can locate us on LinkedIn. I believe that we will share the link to our LinkedIn later, so you can reach us through that platform, and then you'll be able to access the challenges, do them for yourselves, and also see how you can come up with the solutions that are intended. So for now, I think that will be sufficient as an introduction to the community, but you'll learn more as we continue. So Lewis, back to you.
Okay. Thank you. Asante. To those who know Kiswahili. We're doing challenge 10. I welcome everybody to CloudForceSky. So basically, challenge 10, we are doing. We are creating an RDS with with MSQL. So I think I'm going to share my screen at the moment. See, I think everybody can see my screen. Patrick, I think one is a confirm. Okay. So, challenge 10. Let me open. A minute. It was about doing RDS. Question to the people on the con. What is RDS? Sitaki kupika watu but I can pick watu. Nimesikia mtu alikuwa ameunmute.
Yes, it's me. I wanted to say that RDS is a relational database. It's a SQL database, structured query language. That's what it uses. Yes, and it also includes Aurora, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, and the rest. Yeah.
All the rest ni wapi?
Yes?
Nasema very good answer. It's a MySQL relational database. Its features like the MySQL, the Aurora in AWS. So who can tell me what we are focusing on in our challenge? Naweza kuchagua watu except Maclean. Steve ama Steve hizi unmute himself. Steve, can you talk? Okay, sasa Steve amesema Mike Noma Cyrus. Cyrus.
Can I try? So what the challenge is to create a solution for a scalable database solution for a company, and we have to incorporate security and other measures.
Okay, so how do you think that can be achieved? I think ilikuwa Cyrus. How do you think how can that be achieved from the from what we what was wrote down?
Okay, I've not covered all the challenge, but we can we can look at for the address, we can deploy it in different availability zones. But I'm here to learn and to see what the solution is.
Okay. Acha niende kwa next. Edith, you have to talk.
Yes.
What do you think can be achieved from that solution?
A design. Can you paraphrase the question, because I don't know what I'm answering exactly.
Okay, so XYZ, I'm displaying the challenge.
Yeah.
XYZ cooperation, a dynamic and rapidly growing organization is currently facing challenges in managing and optimizing data storage and retrieval processes. The existing infrastructure lacks a centralized and scalable database solutions, leading to inefficiencies in data management. To address these issues, the organization has decided to implement RDS with MySQL as the preferred database engine.
Okay.
So, for you, what do you think?
So for high availability, I can say we can use multi-easy deployment to address the scalability problems. We can use read and write replicas, I think. What else? For optimizing data storage, we can choose a database instance that is compatible with the requirements of the organization, the size. Yeah, I think. Yes.
Sawa. Endelea.
For security, we ensure that you create a security group for the database and allow the ports that are required. Yes. What else? I think hapo ndo nimekwama.
You can contribute then.
I was going to say that the issue was on the performance. So, I mean, to contribute to Edith's answer is with regard to performance, she could add read replicas to her database instances.
Okay, so what about read replicas? Has it been not going on has been tough?
She was a bit stuck with regards to performance. So to ease the burden on the main database, instead of having reads and writes operating concurrently, it would be suitable for maybe some of the people who are accessing the website or whatever application it is. If they only need to get data, they can get data from read replicas, which are maybe situated closer to where they are. So if you put the read replicas in the correct regions where most of your clients are, they'll have a higher turnaround when it comes to retrieving data. Then if they are writing data onto the database itself, there'll be less traffic or congestion on the path towards the main database.
Okay, can you explain what is a read replica to a person who cannot understand your need?
A read replica, in simple terms, is basically a backup copy of the main database, which is continuously updated and monitored to have the same data as the main database. So what it helps with is whenever your clients need to maybe just retrieve data from the database, instead of having too many connections onto the main database, hence slowing down even the critical tasks, it will be easier for them to connect to the read replica, which will give them higher performance when it comes to retrieving data.
Okay, so ilikuwa nani? Edith.
May I just add something with regards to the explanation?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So based on the explanation, I think maybe I can just give analogy of a bank with an ATM. So instead of you queuing to the teller where you need to withdraw your money, so you have ATMs where you can just go and get the money very fast. So you are offloading the main, like the teller. So by using now the ATM. So the ATM is now your read replicas, while the main bank, or rather those customer service, or I don't know how they are called, but the customer service are now giving the like the real, or rather they have the primary copy. But again, also remember the read replicas with the primary DB, they are asynchronous. So it means that that data is not like you won't get the exact data immediately. However, if you do subsequent requests, that is when you'll get the exact copy. But it's just, I mean, I think the delay is just a few minutes, or not exact sure about the number of seconds, but very few seconds. Like it's asynchronous compared to multi-AZ deployment, where now it's synchronous. So it means you have exact copy of information from, I mean, across all the availability zones. Yeah, just that.
So a question for you: what will be the good thing for a bank? Is it synchronous or asynchronous?
No, the teller and the bank was just to give a context around read replicas, which we say that we normally they serve it just for reporting purposes, as he had explained, as Steve had explained. I think it's for offloading the primary DB instance, so that all the, let's say you have in-house reporting that are happening, you just want to perform all those analytics of your to your database, so you can just send those requests to the read replicas instead of the primary DB instance, because either way that might be in production environment serving your users, and you do not want to offload. I mean, you do not want to like overload it with so much requests here.
And I was asking for a DB in a bank. Will
Yes.
it be a good thing for it to be synchronous or asynchronous?
Bank financial use case. Of course, synchronization, because you need you need the exact copy.
Okay, so like the exact transaction you are doing is supposed to be reflected in every
Absolutely. Yeah, because you need
okay.
the
Okay. I'm trying to understand your understanding. Anybody there? Any other explanation? umekwama. Acha nitafuta watu, acha nitafute mtu.
So Lewis. So I'm reading here, they are saying that synchronous replication is mainly used for high-end transactional applications that need instant failover if the primary node fails. So like the example you gave of a bank, maybe that will explain why synchronous replication might be important for them, because you need like instant failover. If the primary DB fails. Does that make sense?
A question. Do you need the primary DB to fail for the transaction to go through?
No, you don't need it to fail. I mean, according to the explanation, what I get is, for example, you want to access something from the primary DB, and then the primary DB fails. Then it means that maybe through your settings you have set the replica, the one that acts as a backup, to be a place where you are going to fail over to. As in, because the primary one has failed, you now it reverts automatically to the secondary one. But as they've said again, it is important for those systems that have high-end transactional applications running on them.
Okay, a question. What is the difference between OLAP and OLAT?
Well, I need help on that one.
Unachagua nani? Steve ama nani?
Nilikuwa nataka kuchagua wewe, but maybe nachagua Collins.
Okay, Collins umechaguliwa. Collins uko in a position.
It reverts back to you, Lewis.
Kuna watu, kuna Jen Mutegi. Jen Mutegi is smart.
Jen Mutegi is trying to be smart, but I've just logged in right now. Hata sijui swali ni nini.
Nauliza like kuna difference ya OTP, OLTP and OLAP. OLAP.
Hiyo sijui. OTP na OLAP, OLAP.
OLAP and OLTP.
Bado hiyo sijafikia.
Umefika wapi? Acha nichague mtu mwingine. Watu wako wengi hapa. Watu wako wengi. South Pablo. What do you think inamaanisha nini?
Niko na explanation hapa lakini siwezi explain zaidi ya vile najua.
Explain hata na Kikuyu.
So OLTP inakusaidia ku process real time transactions. So, and OLATP hii inakusaidia yani acha niseme ni kama kuweka data, kustore data from multiple sources. Sijui kama ina relate na anything tunaongelelea.
Okay. It's something that we are going to ama.
Yeah. Hiyo ndio naweza sema.
Acha tafute vitu vingine. Cyrus ameongea? Cyrus Chige. Ama niweke Kevin OG.
Acha hizo bwana, acha hizo. Anyways, mimi karibu najua hata sijatoka job, lakini acha nijaribu kujibu. Nilikuwa thank God umeniita kabla niingie vichochoroni nianze kushinda kutoa simu, ni umenitaja. Anyways, nilikuwa venye umeuliza swali, I was just looking at how AWS differentiates it. Unajua obviously tuna defaultingi tu kwa AWS, so the best strategy ilikuwa inasema okay, kuna analytical, because OLAP ni online analytical processing na OLTP ni online transactional processing. So like a company can leverage both of that. So for example, ilikuwa inasema let us consider a large retail company that operates hundreds of stores across the country, just like venye Amazon inafanyanga. Then each company has a massive database that tracks sales, inventory, customer data, and other metrics. So that company can use OLTP to process transactions in real time, update inventory levels, and manage customer accounts. I think it is also what you are discussing with Collins, Juma. So then each store is connected to the central DB, and which updates the inventory levels in real time as products are being sold, which is very important, because hutaki kuambiana kitu iko out of stock na actually iko out of stock, ama kitu iko in stock na ishaisha. So then the company also uses OLTP to manage customer accounts, for example, track loyalty points, manage payment information, and process returns. These are very important because they have to be processed in real time. And then the same company itatumia OLAP, that is online analytical processing, to analyze the data collected by OLTP. Then the company will use business analysts and use OLAP to generate reports on sales trends, inventory levels, customer demographics, and any other key metrics. For example, like let's say unaweza kuwa na uko na clickstream data, so una analyze watu wangapi wame click, walikuja kwa website ya kama it's an e-commerce, na ndio waliclick, watu wanatoka region gapi walibuy kitu from area. I think all up now, so they perform complex queries on large volumes of historical data to identify patterns and trends and can inform business decisions. So wenye tulikuwa inaona okay, hata kulikuwa na mpaka ka nini netwaje ka architecture here, ndo share link yenye ilikuwa inaonyesha hapa, but kenye naweza sema tu from a higher level perspective is that kuna OLAP, which is all about analytical, and in the day and age where we are, companies are dealing with data driven decisions, so OLAP becomes like almost a de facto standard in any organization that is making data driven decisions, because they have to, for example, these days now kuna watu walimove from just data warehouses, kuna data lakes and all these. Then OLTP is all about real-time transactions, things happening on the instance, updating inventory, stock levels, customer accounts, payment information, vitu kama hizo. So I think in the context of what you are discussing, which I think maybe Lewis utatuambia, ni if an organization is having requirements towards an OLAP solution, itakuwa different when you are dealing with that RDS architecture compared to OLTP. For example, OLAP, obviously longer response time iko permissible, but OLTP, anything inaenda more than a millisecond level, inaenda to seconds, may not be acceptable. So I think those are some of the things zenye as in nime understand as na nikimari na kenye ninajua kuhusu RDS now the challenge. Yeah. Hope that imekuwa something insightful. Yeah.
Koja, hebu makofi. Sioni makofi. Mashingelele. Yeah. Kevin has explained a lot about the architecture of what we're trying to achieve, and what we're doing is we are trying to implement our MySQL database for that, and which can be fast, robust, scalable. You can do data migration and integration. We have security and access control. We have performance optimization, data maintenance and backup, scalability, and resource management, and training and documentation. So, what do you think from what Kevin has said? Is it OLTP or OLAP? Nisumbue nani sahi? Kusumbua nani? Acha nisumbue, sijasumbua nani? Macrin. Macrin, wewe. It's you.
Lewis, what's your question?
From our challenge, what are we trying to achieve? Is it OLAP or OLTP?
I think it's a little of both, because it's either kama ni OLAP ama LTP, the requirements to make hapo, they should apply to all.
What do you mean to all?
Like the requirements, ukienda kwa requirements, performance all, security all of them, like either way, this requirements should be applied to all.
For MySQL RDS, who are like, it's what inakwanga database gani?
Nini MySQL?
Yeah, senior like OLAP. Yeah, ngoja. MySQL RDS and everything. Inakwanga like which type of database?
Relational. Non-relational ndo kama MongoDB.
So RDB, OLAP or OLTP?
Like according to the expected outcomes, if that's what you're asking, any database should have all of them. Either ikuwe no SQL ama SQL, lazima ikuwe na hizo vitu zote. Performance, everything, yeah.
So
acha nisaidia hapo. Actually for OLAP kuna Redshift, RDS sana ina deal pia na OLAP, but you can use it to run OLTP. Iko tu kwa hiyo link yenye nimewasharia, na Aurora inatumika for both OLTP na OLAP, so unaweza confirm hizo nini ukiangalia different database services na nini iko na nini, but obviously mnajua Redshift sana ni analytical, kama una deal na data analytics. Yeah. So hiyo ndio kenye unafaa load.
nilikuwa nauliza from what challenge were trying to achieve, was it OLAP or OLTP? Was it transactional or was it analytical? Nimesikia hands up. Ngoja. Janet OLTP. Do you agree with that? Oh, okay. That is you. Amane. Oh, Steve, go on.
I think from the description of the project, it is not especially clear what the database primary purpose is. However, it can be structured in such a way that the microtransactions can be under the OLTP kind of framework. Then all that data can be aggregated, maybe stored on the same RDS database or shifted to something like Redshift, as Dwayne was saying. And once it's there, you can use an all-up kind of infrastructure. So that way, you'll have both the benefits of transactional processing, real-time transactional processing through the RDS. Then at the end of the day, maybe after a week or two, you can check on the all-up integration and see what kind of performance insights or other data you can gather from the database warehouse.
Very good point. So, what do you use to get the what? Umesema ni?
So I'm not understanding. Maybe I can help you with the question.
What do you like? What can help you get interpretations from the data that's coming from the from everything? Okay.
I think what you're asking is what kind of database type will I use? And that will primarily depend on my purposes on the data that I need to gather. So if, let's say the company is running an M-Pesa kind of transaction system, I will need OLTP services to be able to process each and every transaction. Maybe I send you money, you send me money, that kind of thing would be OLTP, because we need those informational resources immediately. Then that same data can all be aggregated into a bigger database, maybe Redshift, which acts as a data warehouse. And then from there, we can now use an OLAP kind of transactional framework to now analyze the data and get insights as to how much money have I sent you over the course of a month, at what time do I usually send you the money, do you normally receive it and withdraw it immediately, and such kind of insights.
Nice. Makofi. So basically, what we are trying to achieve from challenge 10 is designing the architecture and setup, data migration and integration, security and access control, performance and optimization, data maintenance and backup, scalability and resource management, training and documentation. So where from all those 7 points have you not filled has not been achieved? Steve?
I don't think I've heard anyone talk about cost savings.
Okay. Where can RDS and can you have cost savings outside Steve? Acha nisumbua watu ni 14 hapa. Janet.
Aha, Lewis, you're a very good teacher. Everybody has to participate. Now, if we have to save some cost, then I think we can use a single AZ database. But that is going to contradict with what you're going to have, that is scalability. Yeah, if you have available and redundant, you have to have multi-AZ. So I'm conflicted. Do I save cost? Or do I go for availability? So having a multi-AZ RDS and make it more expensive.
So what do you think is more priority?
From these challenges, basically availability.
So availability is the priority.
Yeah.
Okay. Acha nitafute mtu mwingine. Nani mwingine? Jen.
Yes, Lewis.
What do you think? Though netoka kwa wiko mbaya, I don't know kama utaongea.
I think we should get to understand the company on what comes first. Is it the cost factor, amani, in terms of performance? And then you can determine which way to go, if it is multi-AZ, amani, or a single. I think that's my take on what comes first, according to the company.
According to the challenge, silikuwa like we have the setup, we have the migration and integration, we have security and access controls, performance, migration and backup, scalability, and training. So what do you think? Kuna mtu ameinua mkono. Asante. Sioni. Inyoneshi. Okay.
Steve Hans.
Lewis, can I talk?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. I think I would take a different approach when it comes to the costs. I would look at maybe how expensive will it be do I have the right personnel for the job who know how to use RDS? Because if I don't have the personnel, I would have to hire personnel. So that comes into costs. Secondly, I would compare the cost of using an RDS database as opposed to something serverless. So if it's serverless, I'll be charged per transaction. So if I'll be having maybe thousands of concurrent transactions, and the cost at the end of the day is more expensive than just having the always online RDS database together with its replicas, I think that's how I would, kind of analyze the costs of using an RDS database.
Okay, I understand you. So assume you have the talent, you have paid for it, you have the cost, you have like you can pay for it for the AWS, whatever. What will you choose?
Please, if you don't mind, could you rephrase the question?
imagine you already have the talent. Yeah, like you already have you have hired the best people you can hire, and then the next thing you have chosen the best option for RDS. So what is the next option for you?
Sorry, Lewis, I'm still not getting it. Because from in my perspective, those are the things I would add onto my analysis as part of my costs analysis. So
How about you don't have to add those two things in your cost estimations?
then it means I would go with RDS, because if I'm not adding them as cost estimations, it certainly makes it cheaper than other alternatives. And other alternatives could also be something like MongoDB. But also within RDS itself, I could possibly consider the different types of RDS databases and see which one will work best for the kind of transactions that I'm doing.
Why don't you choose Aurora from everything?
Because you've told me to assume that Aurora is more expensive than RDS.
I've told you to assume the two costs, the the talent is already catered for, and the performance is catered for. So why will you not choose Aurora or over RDS? Kuna hands up or something.
Okay, maybe my last contribution, maybe Collins would be able to help. I think I would choose the normal RDS databases if it turns out that I'm expecting to get too many transactions, and therefore using Aurora will end up being more expensive than just provisioning an RDS database.
Okay, over to you, Joe Collins. Maybe you can help.
Oh, sorry. I think initially you had called my name. Sorry, I wasn't on my laptop. It just kind of moved away. Based on the question, I think the requirements have already dictated that we use MySQL, if I'm not wrong. So it means you can't choose any other RDS engine type. Yeah, so it means you can't choose.
See,
based on
like
context, that is.
Aurora can see. You can use Aurora for MySQL engines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we have MySQL and of course for Aurora specifically. Yeah. But of course, in terms of cost for both, first off, these engines, they are categorized into three. Of course, we have commercial one, which we have Oracle or Microsoft SQL. Those are commercial engines, and most customers would prefer commercial engines because one, they are highly performant, but they are very expensive. And then we have now open source, that is for MySQL and PostgreSQL. Oh, the other new which has just been added, I think, for the for commercial is IBM DB2. Yeah, so that is a new one. It was just added, I think, for the last 3 months, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, but for open source, like you can see MySQL and Postgres and MariaDB, they are cheap but less performant. They are not highly performant as open source. Now, Aurora came up to bridge that gap. So it's highly performant, and also in terms of cost, you can optimize simply because of that serverless aspect of Aurora. when you talk of performance of Aurora, you'll actually, according to documentation, I think it's you'd find that it's 3 times faster than standard MySQL and also 5 times faster than the PostgreSQL. So that means now that just explains how performant Aurora could be, if just in case you would want to go for it. And you can optimize cost by going now for Aurora serverless when you are spinning up, or rather you're creating your database, just in case you've selected any flavor for Aurora. Based on that compatibility. Yeah. And now when you talk about, I kept saying RDS when, yeah. So another aspect for cost is you look at the storage. When you scroll down, you'd find that you need to select storage type. It has different storage types that you need to select. Just scroll. Scroll again. Yep, I think that option we have. So we have standard class storage. So those ones vary based on also actually cost. If you go with standard memory bustable class, you would find that it varies. When you look at the end, the summary of the cost you would spend, it actually varies based on storage also affect the storage type that you're using. Yeah, ideally for that engine. And then also data transfer, I think within the region, outside the region, most of those things affect cost of general database that you've selected. Yeah, so data transfer out, storage, and also of course the engine type that we've selected. Those are a few aspects I would consider when it comes to the cost of the database engine I've selected.
Nice.
And of course, if you consider, I think Jen mentioned about if you want to do multi-AZ deployment, of course, that means it will also impact your your cost of using the kind of engine you're using. Yeah.
So a coffee, claps, and celebrations. You have explained it very well of what the things we are supposed to choose. Another one. Alvin. Alvin is a new person. Alvin, ongea. Talk.
Hi. So I'm still trying to catch up. Looking over the document.
Oh, sorry, by the way, could you share that document? It would be helpful for us to go through it. I don't know how. I think how to get it, how to get access to the document.
Are you in the WhatsApp group?
No.
No.
Yeah. Maybe
okay.
on LinkedIn. Only on LinkedIn. I've never seen the link to WhatsApp.
And also, nime request access to the challenge na bado.
A minute. This is how you
I actually
join.
saw the meeting, this event on LinkedIn, so that's why.
The gentleman who has requested for access na hajapata anaitwa nani?
Alvin.
Alvin. Sawa, Alvin.
It's two guys. Alvin na nani? Na Collins. You don't have access at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Claire, nakuona Claire hapo. Acha kunyamaza. What do you think? Ongea. Kina nani? Alvin, click that link, join our community, everything. Alvin Collins.
I think okay, sasa ndio ninapitia hiyo swali. So are we supposed to like kutumia nini RDS?
Yes.
Well, so like una deliberate why RDS is efficient for this scenario.
Why do you think RDS will be efficient to be chosen for this scenario or something like that?
Okay. I think it's efficient because kuna mali tukisoma restart tulikuwa sikumbuki vizuri but kuna swali ilikuwa tunaletewa sijui which database engine would you go for if you okay, I don't remember clearly, but all I know is Aurora, yes, venye Collins amesema ni poa. Okay, it's the best. It's more efficient now, faster. But RDS is also good. Pass.
Why pass?
Or maybe to put into context, RDS is not a database. RDS is a service. However, it comes with different database engines that you can use. That is where you have now MySQL, Aurora, PostgreSQL, IBM DB2, all those other. Yeah. So RDS is not a database. It's a database management service. But now underneath that service, you can now use all those other engines to create your databases. Yeah.
Wewe, nice. Makofi bana. Naona tu makofi ya Jen. Makofi ya wengine. Claire, do you understand?
Okay, can say is junior relational. You can arrange your data into rows, na columns, na tuples. That's how you should go for RDS.
Okay. Do you understand between the relational and non-relational databases? Okay. Can you explain swali ni ngumu?
Let's explain.
Okay. Flow to you.
Relational database ni yenye like iko na rows, columns, tuples or tables. And then non-relational one ndio yenye you cannot create a relationship between the tables. The relational one, you can create a relationship between the tables na the queries. DynamoDB ilikuwa non-relational.
Nice. Makofi. Piga makofi bana. Nani ajaongea kwa hii meeting? Muhammad. New person. Kumbe new persons wanaingia. So, Muhammad, what do you understand by RDS and how to implement it? Abdi Fati. Shit. Pronounce jina yako, alafu useme what's happening. Mahmud. Ni wewe. Umeresign, ni wewe.
Hello. Yes, I just joined recently. I'm not even aware what was happening. I don't know if you started now or you're almost.
We started like an hour ago. We are talking about RDS AWS RDS. Do you know what is it about? Mahmoud.
Database, which basically relational database. I have the concept, but I don't know how I would.
Explain vile unaelewa kwa ni Muslim ama ni nini? Kisomali. I think we have
Will you really
interpreters.
That's the question.
Kuna interpreters mahali.
Really?
Yeah. Just explain how you understand it.
I think this when we talk about relational, it's a one that a database which has like talks more about how the database is related to another, where the database is scalable and that's like a high reliability. Yeah, that's and the other thing that we can talk about is it is also distributed. That means it can be shared within sites like AWS. Yeah.
Okay. No, Kumali.
Yeah, see, I told you.
Iko sawa. Uko mahali na tunaingia mahali. So for challenge 10, basically we tulikuwa nataka kufanya nini? We wanted to create the dynamic and rapidly growing DB for MySQL. What we have is the architecture and setup. We do the migration, security and access, performance, data maintenance, scalability, and documentation. So where do you think have you not seen anything about that point as we funga?
Have you touched based on security maybe of the data?
Okay, so we have several points of security. RDS, we have the security groups. Do you understand the security groups?
Yep.
Okay, so we have the data at rest. Do you understand about that?
Yes.
And data at Ikisonga.
Data on transit. Yeah.
Data on transit. I think those are the priority security measures that are put on the databases, like the security groups, data at rest, and data on transit. So security groups, how the DB is accessed. Okay, access maybe the EC2 instance. How does it access the DB instance? The Lambda instance, how does it access the DB instance, etc. We have data at rest. Data at rest, how do you understand about data at rest?
Data at rest, I think it's more of encryption. So like data that is already been, if you perform, we have put or insert, you've already inserted data in the database. not getting it. I think on transit is when you're getting and also putting the data into the database. Yeah.
Okay, so data on transit is basically maybe let's put in a situation of we have a social media site. Sindio? The social media site every minute or every other time you're inputting like you're posting stuff like Twitter, you're posting stuff, sindio? Like umepost vitu yako, sindio? That is like from the point of you posting stuff to it being in the database, that is data in transit. While it is in the database, that is data at rest. Like it stays there and it rests there. It doesn't disappear. So you can access your data anytime, like after 10 years, after 5 years or something. Do you get me?
Yeah, following.
So I think that explains what data at rest. Data at rest basically is what data is stored there. Data in transit is data moving from one place to another. Maybe communication, etc.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I actually understand. Yeah, what you're saying.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I just wanted maybe you pinpoint some of the I mean, anyway, I'm not sure whether I joined after the discussions around security on RDS, so that's why I was flagging it out.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure whether it was
So,
discussed.
So security on RDS, as I told you, the security groups, the ACLs, obviously, ACLs, hiyo lazima, and data at rest, data on transit. Nimesikia mkono. Namona sioni bana. Okay, Steve, you can talk. Why can't I see like the mkonos?
Actually, I put down my hand after you paraphrased your answer. But if you don't mind, I could also add a bit onto it. So
it's okay.
So with the data in transit, that can be encrypted through secure socket connections and maybe using HTTPS or SSL. Then with regards to the data at rest, you could also encrypt the data which you're storing on RDS. And depending on also your proficiency, that data can be encrypted before it gets to RDS. And once it's in RDS, you could also encrypt the database itself. So I think that would sort out security together with using the knuckles and security groups.
Makofi. Mnasahau nyi watu naona tu, but okay. Yeah, he has explained what the various encryption options iko. Alvin, umeongea? Acha naanza kutafuta. Alvin, Kamron.
Yes.
Umeongea kweli? Hebu ongea bana, watu wasikie sauti.
So have a look, nikaona from before the previous question earlier whether you can have the two availability zones and you compare pricing. Me, how I will go about that, I would rather have availability. Nikuwe na 2 availability zones. Then I can also have kwa database, I can have just one. I don't need 2. I can have one and have AWS data sync. That one will be good for syncing all the data in real time to backup. So I can also have a kind of active standby architecture.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Hapo sawa. So what are you saving? The cost or the compute services?
So in terms of compute, it depends on the kind of workload that is being hosted. So if the workload is spotty, I can go for spot instance. If it's on demand, I can go for demand. But because they are horizontally scaled, I can have CloudWatch metrics to scale the workloads during working hours, and during off hours they scale down. So that will also help me in terms of costs.
Oh, nice. So you are focusing more on costs than the compute services.
Yes, but also it depends. Like I've said, it depends on the kind of workloads. Mm-hmm. Because if the workload needs compute, I will go for the instances that have more compute. So that being said, if the instance is something like a C5 large, we know they're expensive, so the cost also will go higher.
I understand you. Nakula. Hapa sawa. Makofi. Sioni makofi bana. You people disappoint me. You really disappoint me. Okay, so last words. Tuanzie Macrin. Anza chini.
The session was insightful and at least everyone has learned something. Yeah, thanks to Lewis and everyone who made it to the session.
Okay, asante Macrin. Kevin. Tue, watch a machine, something. Umemute.
Yes, ulikuwa unasemaje Lewis?
Last words as we finish off.
Oh yeah, my final words is let's keep on upskilling. Let's keep on. I love the discussions. Nimependa sana the format you've taken with regards to today's session. Tuendelee vivyo hivyo. That's an awesome start to 2024 and happy anniversary. Na mtuambie kama hiyo keki ilikuwa yenu peke yenu ama tuko na ingine yenye mtatupea. Museme, na kama ilienda kwa tumbo mmoja tuambie ni tumbo ya kama ni ya Patrick ama ni ya Macrin. Lakini nakaa ni ya Janet ilienda sana. Haya, thanks.
Very honest question. Ebu Janet ajibu. Next person ako hapo.
Keki tulikula on behalf of members. We tested and it was good. And in regards to that, Lewis, your session was enjoyable. At least everybody had to take part in it. And I'm sure anybody who came into the meeting not really understanding databases has had some insights when it comes to all aspects, starting from security, scalability, all the way down to performance. Thank you.
Kevin, umeona keki ilienda wapi? So on to Jen. Jen, uliacha machine ukalala. I don't know. Edith.
Mine is to thank you, Lewis, for the session today. It has been very interactive. I think we should have more like this. Yeah.
Okay, asante. Jen bado ameasha machine.
Lewis, for a start, 2024, I'm happy. I know by the time we are at 4 months, vile tu ulisema the last meeting tutakuwa actually Makri ndo alisema if we stick to this in the next 4 months we'll be so equipped, na nimeiona it's a good start. Thank you.
Asante sana Jen and Edith. Collins, kwako. Last words.
Oh, thank you so much. I like the engagement of the session. Yeah, imekuwa very interactive and looking forward for more. Or maybe just to about security of the RDS. I think there was one more that I feel we didn't mention is on the VPC itself. When you notice that under networking tab, when you're creating your RDS, at the base level, it resides in a VPC. And then now within that VPC, you select what you call a subnet group. Subnet group is a group of only private subnets. But of course, you can always select public, but you understand databases are critical. I mean, datas are critical, so you need to put into a subnet group, which will now protect your data. And then now, as you now dive deeper, that is where now, when data is at rest, now you can add what we call KMS. That is a key management service, which is managed by AWS, which will now generate data keys that will now protect that data. Yeah. So I think that just that aspect around security for the RDS database. And of course, security groups, of course, to control that traffic in and out, all those aspects. I think they've already been mentioned. So thank you so much. Looking forward for more sessions. Yeah. Thank you.
Asante sana Collins. I highlight a lot of things on security, between KMS, the customer managed services, the AWS managed services. See, inakwanga hivyo.
Yeah, of course, we have, you can only select any that works for you. But of course, KMS is managed by AWS, so you don't need to worry more about like rotation of those keys. Yeah, so it's a managed service.
Asante bana. Makofi bana. Sioni makofi. Wewe. Watu makofi. Makofi. So Cloudforce ni mbili. Nashuku ni Evans na Patrick. So nani anaanza? Okay. La. Talk to us. Patrick umefukuza la. Ni sawa tu. Hebu Patrick ongea basi. Hapo sawa. Hebu amusha Kla kwenye yako. Si Kla, La. Alafu Kla next to you. Kla. Claire Karanja.
Pardon?
It's last words as we left, as we are leaving.
Thank you for the session. Collins, I really learned, and Pierre Lewis, thank you for leading us well, and at least sasa na build knowledge yangu na on AWS. Shule tunafanya projects, several projects, na sasa mi nataka kuenda na cloud, so ina build knowledge yangu. That's all. Thank you.
Asante sana Claire. So Claire, bado tunakungoja, alafu Alvin and Mahmud. Alvin anza, alafu Lea, alafu Mahmud.
Oh, sorry, nianze what?
Last words.
Oh, last words. For me, I enjoyed the session. It was informative, though I hope next time I will participate a bit more. Ni venye I'm feeling a bit bad, but thanks.
Are you sick?
Yes, yeah. I feel kidogo vibaya.
Oh, pole wana. We wish you all the healings and blessings and everything.
Yeah, asante.
Okay.
Lewis, thank you so much for the sessions and the insights that have been provided, and the question and answer session has been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Okay. Mahmud, wa mwisho. Mahmud, not around. Takusumbua tu, haina shida. So as we finish up, kumbukani tuko na Cloud AWS Cloud Academy. Na type vitu gani wana? AWS Cloud Academy, we want to join, and we could join when you'll have so many certificates, mtapata badges, mtapata instructions, mtapata vitu mingi. So as you leave, consider these. As you can see, kuna vitu mingi: cloud foundations, developing, architecting, operations, machine learning, data centers, security, learning labs, and lab projects. Basically, all these iko projects like your labs. So I will very highly encourage you to join the Cloud Academy through us. So I thank you all for your contributions and session. Asante sana. So asante sana. I think we can end it. Any AOBs? Mtu ako na maswali before we end it? Hamuna maswali? Sawa. Mujoin AWS Academy. Mwangalia hizi vitu bana. Vitu mzuri. As you can see. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Good evening. This is the end of it. If you've not joined Cloud4Sky, please go to our LinkedIn page or our website, www.cloudforsky.com, and join the community. If you're part of the community, just raise your hand in the group, in the WhatsApp group, and we'll send you the challenges if you're not getting the challenges. For the rest of us, we can also go back to YouTube channel and check for previous videos that have been made based on challenges and other topics. So this is good night. Thank you for attending. We look forward to another webinar coming soon. Kwaheri.
Bye na bado keki tu, keki.
Keki
Na ifeel tu bado na ifeel